Hey y'all, happy 4th of happy 4th of July, everyone. All right. This is just the night before 4th of July. And just a little while ago, I went up to the corner store and didn't buy, just got free fireworks. If you go up there and you sign on a piece of paper, you'll get a free sign, for safe fireworks, and you'll get free. So, again, I didn't buy. And there they are sitting right here on my desk, right here where I'm at. Um, just, you got to give thanks for 4th of July, because it's for our country, and I love 4th of July is actually one of my favorite holidays. It ain't just Christmas, you know, it's not all that. I got me a bandana that I will be wearing to the church as well as the hat. So, and I got cowboy boots that I'm also going to be wearing 4th of July. That's red, white, and blue as well. And as you guys can see, red, white, and blue. What do you want to call it? Calendar. So it's really good. It's going to be really, really good. And like I said, it's a very, very good holiday, and I just love celebrating 4th of July. International 4th of July is what I should have called it on this channel. Now, what I wish I had was a 4th of July background right here, but I do not have a 4th of July background. I don't know how to, get one, but if I did, I would have used it as well as my hat and the ribbon and everything like that. But the free fireworks are right here. And I think when me and Johnny go out later on, one of these are going to be lit just for a celebration right here for International YouTube Live 4th of July video right here. That'll be our celebration for that. And then Saturday, that's coming up Saturday at the church, it's going to be real busy. We're going to be giving away free Bibles that morning. We're going to actually have breakfast that morning at the church. And then and then after we eat breakfast, we're going to go out and give away Bibles. And then after we do that, we're going to take a break and then go back to the church around 6 o'clock. We're going to go back to the church. We're going to listen to the preacher. There's going to be some preaching. And then with that being said, there's a preacher. I'm not going to get too involved in it, but there is a preacher that's going to be there. He was in war. Just wanted to give that a word. And then of course, there's going to be that, and then they're going to have a barbecue. And then about midnight at the church, we're going to light off some fireworks and stuff like that. So it's going to be, really, really good. It's going to be a long day Saturday. So, I mean, if you guys can give, the church or whatever a shout out and this, that, and the other. And then my mascot of the channel, we've been through this, but the mascot is right here. It's just a guitar, Yamaha F310. It's a real good one. As my dad would say, I like the penguin out, which is not it's not a lie. I do like to ping. But whenever I strum them chords, I like to think of it that I'm actually playing something. There has been quite a few times that I've had a meltdown playing. What we've all been there. It's just something that you can't just pick up and know how to play. It's going to take practice. But with this being a 4th of July video, it's all about fireworks and giving the Lord and our faith, what we have. We just got to celebrate 4th of July, but we also got to, be smart, not, the stupid people that like to just take fireworks and just blow them all at once, and up until you blow something up. You don't. You want to do that to where you're actually good enough with doing what you got to do, and just as I like to say, is Happy 4th of July, everyone. You know, that's what this video is about. Is 4th of July. It's not all about getting drunk and having a good old time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can have a good time doing that, but it's also good times when you don't do it all. You know, so that's just what you got right there. Be safe, and don't act dumb when it comes into that. So when you have all that, then it comes into that and stuff like that, especially whenever it comes into that whole birthday month, and happy fourth of that, and you also want to be faithful to Jesus. I woke up this morning with a Bible verse on my computer and going through the Bible, um, going through the Bible on right here on the computer. This is a brand new Bible. Um, it's been a good book. It's a thick boy, and I love thick boys, even though they're Bibles. And a thick boy like this will get you to go to heaven right here. You just got to be faithful. And if you're not faithful, I don't know what will. But you got to have faith in you got to have faith in Jesus. You just got to have it. And when you have faith, it's your ticket to go to heaven. And I'm going to tell you, there's no other place where I would want to be besides heaven. If my family winds up there, that's where I want to be, is right there in heaven. And I can guarantee 100% this Bible's going to get me there. So you just got to be faithful, and and just have the famine on that. So and ain't nobody going to stop you. I mean, the Lord could stop you if you don't make things right, but we just got to have faith. You got to look down at it. But I'm not a preacher. No, I'm not. I'm not preaching the sermon tonight. It's just a 4th of July celebration here, because I haven't done a 4th of July video within this career. So, and this career is going to be really good. Everybody's thinking that I'm switching up and trying to be a installation worker, and that is just not who I am. I'm not working with installation. I'm just trying to help a Mexican out, or whoever it is, the next door neighbor that that is really really good with work and stuff like that. And you just got to do what you got to do when it comes into that work. And then of course you're gonna when you get home and stuff, you're gonna be itchy, you're gonna be scratchy, but it's you know. And if you ever watch um Family Guy, there's a guy that says, "Oh, what are you doing down there, Crashy?" You can be like, "Oh, I'm doing just insulation work. I'm just down here scratching." Kind of like, "I'm just down here. What are you doing down there, Crashy?" It can be, "What are you doing down there, Itchy or Scratchy?" One of those. But you can change that whole subject from 1 to 10. And I'm going to tell you that there was a time, or there was a night, that we had a fellowship where we had fun and games and stuff like that at the church. And I'm going to tell you, you had to be there to believe it, even if you're one of them that watches and you can believe it. That's the best thing for you. And we went to that church, and I'm going to tell you, I got drug around. And that guy named Brother Ben, man, he drug me around when we were playing them games. You had to be there to believe that. That was a classic right there. Me getting drug around playing some games right there. And that one game that we played, you had to put a balloon behind your back and try to get it all the way down the aisle and go all the way back with it. And he just drug me down the aisle. He drugged me right down the aisle, man. Now, I mentioned that tonight. Now, I mentioned that last night at the church, man, and everybody laughed at that. Everybody laughed at that. If that ain't funny, I don't know what was funny. But I mean, I got drugged all the way down that aisle at the church. And I worked at the church for a little while today. And then one of my best buddies had to go get an oil change, and I went to the place with him to get the oil change, and then he brought me back home. So we spent the day together, and that was a good day. And you know, just like I say, you got to have faith, and be faithful for what you are and what you're into, and just have a Fourth of July good time, because Fourth of July, you know, it's not like I said, it's not all about getting drunk and high and stuff like that. But you know, you got to stay like what I am. I don't do nothing. I'm clean. I don't do nothing. You know, and that's a blessing right there. When you don't do any of them bad habits, that's a blessing right there. And the main thing is to stay in church, and you know it'll keep you out of trouble. You won't be in trouble if you go to church. You won't. It keeps you out of trouble. You ain't gonna be in no trouble. So you know you just want to have faith and be faithful for every little step that it is. And you know I'm going to tell you, Fourth of July is one of my favorite holidays. Always will, and it's the best thing for you. Okay, ain't nothing gonna change besides that. You know, even who it won't even change who you are. I mean, if you want it to change who you are, then it will. But other than that, ain't nothing gonna change who you are. So, and you know, you just got to have a good memory and a good tragic memory, and you know, don't do nothing I wouldn't do when it comes into that Fourth of July, because Fourth of July is this Saturday. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're a man or a boy, you can come to that Bible handout. It starts, I don't know what time. It's at first. All I know is that it's first thing in the morning, and we're gonna have breakfast at Bethel Baptist Church, and then about midnight we're gonna have some preaching, and then we're gonna do some fireworks. So if you guys can make that, that would be a blessing. Uh, and as far as I know, it's for men and boys in the morning times. In the morning time, it's men and boys, and then I guess at night it's gonna be all everyone. So if you guys are able to come, that'd be great. So happy Fourth, and I'll catch you on the next video. If you guys like this, and share, and subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow night about 7:30. I guess I could make this until 7 o'clock because we're halfway into that. But it's a blessing to be able to make YouTube, do YouTube, and stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you, my church is one of the best places that you can be for Fourth of July. We just do it out back of the church, and stuff like that. Um, and it's just like I said, it's just a blessing on who arrives and stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you, we're right at 106 subscribers, I think. Um, I just got to check more into the whole YouTube thing and the whole YouTube situation. I think tomorrow night I'm going to be on my phone. I just, you know, I'm going to try to do it separate. I'm going to do the computer during the Mondays, and then Tuesday switch over to my phone. So if you guys can stay tuned for that, that would be great. And again, happy Fourth, everyone. Stay safe out there. Peace. JD's Home Improvements out.